Hello and welcome to Module 5 of the Why Choose Your Business series, Fine-Tuning Your Tender Response. I am Danielle Wood, a Principal Economic Development Officer in the South East Queensland West region. You'll find me located in Ipswich, also supporting the surrounding regions of south of the Brisbane River, Scenic Rim, Lockyer Valley and Somerset. Please note the disclaimer and pause for a moment if you'd like to read it in full. It states that the information provided here is general in nature and to seek your own professional advice. Also note that websites and resources are provided without any endorsement, and at times website links can break. A simple web search will often bring the latest version. If not, reach out to us and we will assist. So responding to a tender, plan your response. Planning early, have a look at that forward pipeline, understand the types of works that are coming up in the future and what it is that your business would be interested in tendering to. Review those opportunities against your strategic business plan. So is this something that in line with where you'll see your business within the future? Mapping out critical dates. A couple of considerations of when is the body of works due? And does your business have that capability and capacity to meet those timeframes? And when is the tender submission required? And again, will you be able to fulfill that, to complete it, to submit it on time? Now, evaluate resources and engaging supply chain partners. Have a look at those capability, capacity. Will you need to upskill staff, employ new people? What about the machinery and equipment in your business? Or would partnering with somebody, subcontracting the work out, fulfill that requirement? Highlight all mandatory requirements. So think of things here around licenses, accreditations, insurances. What does that look like for your business? And are they adequate for these tenders? Looking at those first 4 key steps, take a pause for a moment and reflect. Is responding to a tender at this moment the best place for your business? Can you meet all of those requirements? If it's no, then you need to go back and have a look and think about the direction of the business, the capability, your skill set, your resources, those sorts of things. If you went, yes, I can tick all those boxes, I have the green light, let's move forward. Have a look at mapping out your schedule to meet the submission date. So some things you need to think about is in the time until that is due, who is going to be putting in the effort and the work? Where's those technical responses coming from? The costing price. What about the review? Who and when can that be done by? Highlight opportunities where you can add value. So this is a good way to think about your business in what point of difference, what do you have over and above your competitors? What is considered value? How can you upsell, demonstrate what it is your business does so very, very well? Identify supporting material needed for reference. Goes back to earlier and think about your insurances, licenses, accreditations, past work, those projects, those case studies, histories, testimonials, and also a well-defined capability statement is a good thing to attach to a tender. Complete the tender or quote and submit it on time. Mark out when it is due, the date and the time, and think about submitting it a little bit early in case there is any technical difficulties in that process. Afterwards, get feedback. Regardless if you were successful or not, go and seek feedback. Understand what it is that you did really well, where you met the criteria, and where it is that you could make improvements in the future. Responding to a tender, the golden rules. Golden rule number 1, answer all the questions. Think of it like an exam. No response, no score. Now you really want to put your business in the best possible position that it can be. So answer all those questions, especially those ones on the specifications and where details is required. Now, sometimes businesses feel that there's a duplication in the questions and will miss it. Please understand that at the other end, through that assessment phase, not all assessors see responses to all questions. So if you haven't responded to a question, there's a likelihood you may not receive a score. A golden rule number 2, filling in all the forms that are provided and address all the wills, shalls, and musts. A good way to do that, use that Control F function on the digital copy and highlight everywhere it says will, everywhere it says shall, and everywhere it says must. Ensure that you respond to them, that you meet those requirements to be a conforming tender, and that then you will be considered. These are also good to use as a checklist at that review time. And have you answered those questions in full and appropriately? And are you providing any attached documentation or need to demonstrate how you meet those? And golden rule number 3, answering the evaluation criteria and address then the woulds, shoulds, coulds, and the may. And this really looks at improving your chance of winning the work. This is the way that you can demonstrate how your business is better than your customers. What is your differentiator, your point of difference? What are you going to bring to this body of work? What is the product or service that you're providing that is going to make life easier, maybe, for your customer? Responding to a tender, there's some guiding rules. Firstly, focus on the customer. A tender response is all about the customer. What are they looking for? What do they need? Can you meet those requirements? Can you meet those timelines? So write your answer not around what you can do, but how what you do benefits that customer. Always follow the format requested by the customer and return those forms provided. It makes it far easier from an assessor's point of view to identify against those key selection criteria what it is that you're going to do and how you're going to meet them. Sure, sometimes you'd like to add additional information. Use that as attachments and reference where to find that particular information, especially if it's something around, the different projects and that you've done. Put a nice little summary, and then they can refer to the attached for more details. Quantify the benefits of your offer in terms of what they offer the customer. Example there is 25% increase in fuel efficiency. So your business might provide 25% reduction in water usage, less energy consumption. It could be less customer complaints. It could be an increase to productivity through less downtime. Think about what it is that you bring and how you can quantify that. And why? Answer the question why. Why should your business be chosen over your competitor? Understanding what the requirement really is and how your businesses can reduce pain points, improve processes and efficiencies will really put you in good stead. The guiding rule, evaluation criteria. The most tenders will tell you what criteria you'll be scored against. However, weightings are not usually revealed, so treat each criteria with equal importance. Okay, and everything you write in your response should relate to one or more of that evaluation criteria. So only what you submit can be scored against, so really think about that. Think about some things here, like in that word art, around those risks. A major customer putting a tender on you, putting a contract on you. What's the risk that your business have? What's it is around that financial risks? How well do you pay your suppliers and your subcontractors, even your employees? And think the things around the quality and safety. Where's your quality guarantee? Are you certified? Do you have accreditations in that? So that they're going to get the same product, the same service every time. And safety. What sort of workplace health and safety processes and policies do you have in place? How are incidents tracked, and what do you do then for preventative measures in the future? And social responsibility is becoming a very big draw nowadays. So in that social environment, what does your business do? A guiding rule, communicating value for money. And I've said this Cost is important. You need to be, on point with that, but it's what the value you provide for that cost that is equally as important. Some things to look at here is those non-cost factors. So how fit for purpose it is. You want a big tick there. The delivery, innovation, how is that providing more benefit to the customer at the end of the day? And then things around that ethical, social and environmental objectives. Hearing a lot more about that nowadays in the media and in the scope of business. So what are the ethical practices your business has in place, but also across your supply chain? And that's social and environmental. What do you do for the community? How do you give back? What's the social benefits also within your business? And environmentally, maybe there's things there around energy consumptions, reduction in emissions. It could also be around the waste at the end of your product's life, the waste from within the business that you use, and where does that go? What does that look like? And some cost factors. Of course, upfront price, whole of life costs, very important. But coming through to the end there and thinking about the maintenance, what does that mean? If you have a product or something that needs less maintenance, it's less downtime, more efficiencies, more productivity within the business. Also using less parts, which then goes into disposal of, the ongoing and disposal of the product at the end of its life. Where is it going to go? Is it into landfill or can it be recycled, reused? And the guiding rule, do not assume. So the person assessing your tender may have no prior knowledge of your business. I like to say, even if they know you, they don't. Think of this as a blank page that you need to fill in. So if you have a previous track record of working with the buyer, always include this in your response. So your track record will only be assessed when you raise it yourself. So very good points there. If you have a track record with Queensland Government, if you have a track record with a major buyer or the current customer you're trying to get works with, very much included. And think about some things that you can have as those, short summary of it. When did the body of works occur? When was the service provided? What was the duration or the length of the contract? What was the dollar value? And think of something maybe that was very good, of good outcome that resulted in that contract being awarded with your business. So would you like more information? Would you like some further assistance? Reach out to us at the workshop's email there on the screen. We can connect you with the regional office of where you would be located, and they will reach out personally to understand what it is you'd like assistance with. Also be mindful that these modules and snippets of information form part of our greater workshop series on tendering and capability statements. So please reach out to get an understanding of when they are available within your region. And next up is Module 6, Key Learning and Being Visible, the last module in this series. Thank you.